So, a very warm welcome to all of you guys. I welcome you behalf from again the financial analyst team. My name is Akash Malhotra and I'll be your financial analyst for today. I have been waiting specially for today because there are a lot of moments in the financial market I wanted to discuss with you about. If you have any question, anything in particular, please let me know. I'll be your financial analyst for today and make sure that I answer to all your questions. And thank you very much, first of all, once again for joining today's webinar. So, specifically in this week, probably majority of you had already taken a trade on these specific ideas. But I wanted to tell you that in the financial market, not only this week we have one of the greatest opportunity, but there is another thing. Specifically, right now, after half an hour, we will have another opportunity. So I'll teach you about that as well. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Dear team, just give me a moment. I'm unable to read your comments as of now. Let me refresh my link for a bit. Just a second. Till the time, if you have any questions, please let me know. So as the name of the stream suggests, guys, we'll be working up with one of my beautiful trading strategy, which is one of my favorite one. It's the barcode strategy. So guys, you probably know. Let's just check our trades. I was just checking. I was having some reference here. Just a second. There is a little glitch in my screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm reading all your comments. So we have Hi Style said good morning. Good morning, sir. I hope you are doing great. Anybody here? Yes, sir. My name is Akash Malhotra and I'll be your financial analyst. Mr. Explainer said yes. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not able to understand what you are saying, Mr. Explainer. कितनी देर लग रही है? आप किस विषय के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, सर? Hindi में बोलो, sir. I wish I could have been able to speak you in Hindi language, but unfortunately today's stream is completely dedicated for our English audience, and our session is completely will be held into the English language. In case you are specifically looking out for the webinars in, if I say Hindi, you can redirect all your queries to, you can search ahead on YouTube and search Olymp Trade Global or Olymp Trade India, an Indian channel. There are a lot of colleagues of mine who basically take a webinars and consultations as well. So don't worry about that. That part is also been covered. Mr. Rain said, please, I want to know more on the entry. You are talking about the entry that we should be taking, like in which direction specifically we will be trading. I will be taking some live trades in my trading account, and I'll show you how effectively we could have been, taken a trade accordingly. Mr. Devansh said, good evening. Good evening, Devansh. Mr. Gante said, good evening, sir. I hope I can learn many things from you. You see, the best part about the financial market that there are a lot of things that we need to learn. We are all the traders. Our main objective is to capitalize on the major economic events that happens in the financial market. In the meantime, controlling our risk to reward ratio, that is very important. So our today's session will be completely split into the two halves. So the very first half will be dedicated on the major economic news event or major market updates, And the second portion, I will be taking some live trades. As you can see, the name of the stream, it's a barcode strategy. We'll be working ahead with the barcode trading strategy. All right, let's discuss it. Also, one of the best thing that happens in the financial market, if you have seen in the last week, specifically on 13th, I'll show you my economic calendar as well. So there were two major economic news events that has been released, and it has completely disrupted the market entirely into the one specific direction. And I'll show you what has happened. So exactly on this Tuesday, on 13th, we have one of the major economic news event released, and we call it as consumer price index. Now this is one of the biggest indicator, and it's been highly appreciated and being used by the major financial analysts. Okay, so what I did, so there are a lot of trades. Yeah, we have one comment, Grow with Learning. Sir, I want to see your gold forex trade from last CPI news. Okay, I would love to show you, sir. I would love to show you. I'll show you my trade on that. So what I did, I took couple of trades in that position, right? So the very first thing that I did in the last in this Hindi webinar that I have taken on Olymp Trade India Tuesday, when the market was, I was slightly delayed to open up the trade. So what I did, I am still holding my positions on the gold. So I'll show you my trade on the gold. So there are a couple of trades that I have taken. So first of all, let me show you what was the impact. So all the CPI data, if you'll see this economic calendar, let me just apply some filters in here, and I'll show you what the market has reacted, and then we can move ahead with that. On last 13, the data was released. All the CPI data turned out to be green. Since all the data turned out to be green, this is an exciting news, because here the inflation of the US has been increased, and that is one of the reasons there is a trend continuation pattern can be observed. If all the data is green, that means the market has to follow an uptrend, and it would be keep on continuation. That means based on the trend analysis, the trend continuation pattern can be formed on this. And that is why the value of USD, you can see it skyrocketed, and not only stopped for a half an hour, but the trend continued for more than 3 to 4 hours. The market completely dominated, specifically in one direction. That's one of the best trade that all of my client did, and they were in the profitable state. What I have taken, so I have taken a couple of trades here. So I'll show you first of all my trade on the gold, right? Yesterday, the value of gold tumbled down, and I was very adamant from seeing the data. There is a very high probability for gold to rise. It went to the price level of around 1983, and then it started rising into the upward direction. And here you will see I have taken a trade for around 7 hours 9 minutes, and the trade was profitable. I know the risk that I have taken in this situation was on the higher side. $1,954 was something that I have invested, and I ended up making $1,778. Mr. Ashish Bhai said, please Hindi में बात करें sir, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Abhilash ji, I'm very sorry, but this session or this webinar has been completely dedicated to the audience on the global channel. And since on the global Olymp Trade channel, a lot of our audience is like English speaking, and that's why the webinar will be held in the English language. But in case you are specifically looking out for the Hindi channel, we already have provided a link of Olymp Trade India. You can visit that channel, subscribe to that channel, and majority of my fellow colleagues do take webinar in it. I also do participate in it. I usually am available according to the Indian Standard Time on Tuesday around 7 to 8. So I would love to see you there, dear team. Okay, so we have some more comment. Mr. Gagan ji said, good evening, boss. Mr. Gagan, a very warm welcome to the sessions. Once again, Mr. Gagan is one of my old clients, and he's been regularly into the consultation. It's lovely to see you there. Mr. Divang said, hello, sir. Hello, Divang ji. Okay, Let's go ahead and check what is happening in the financial market. Now, since the price of gold has been stabilizing itself and it's been continuously pushing itself into the bullish sentiments. So there are three trades which I have taken, and according to the request by one of my trader. Okay, so grow with learning, sir. I want to see your your gold forex trade. So here it is, my trade. So what I did, I improvised my position on the three segments. I anticipated that the gold will move into the downward direction, but not to that great extent. So what I did, I improvised my position on this, right? If you will see, and I'm able to make a considerable profit. Now the market has been pushing itself into the upward direction. So my trade is still alive here. And I'm waiting for again the market to move into the upward direction. So what I did, I basically divide my amount into three subsequents. Since I invested like around $2,800 in this position, so the beauty of forex is you can close your trade anytime if you want to. That is one of the amazing feature of forex, and that is why, like, if you are focusing your attention with the higher volume, right? So forex will suit you better, guys. It's an amazing opportunity in forex. There are a lot of opportunities lying ahead in forex. So yeah, you can go ahead with that. Using moderate set of multiplier is something that I always initiate. Tell me how many of you guys do know how to invest in forex. If you don't know, we can have a complete dedicated session on that, and we can definitely have a conversation how to work up with the fixed time trade and forex. Absolutely, today's stream is being dedicated on the barcode strategy. I'll be taking some live trades using the barcode strategy in my trading account. Okay, so we have one comment. Mr. Ifani said, I am new on trading, sir. It's completely fine, sir. We have to start our journey at some time, right? The best thing about trading is you can start anytime if you want to. I have some clients who joined trading who probably never had an idea about trading. They started when they were around like 50 or 55 years old. So yeah, we are never late to learn about that. So the very first thing that you learn about trading is the candlestick formation, from my point of view. You start your trading first of all by understanding candlestick pattern, and then we switch to advanced level of trading, which is based on the price action. Mr. Anshu said, sir, 5 सेकंड का ट्रेड कर सकते हैं क्या? Sir, considering 5 seconds duration, the market will be seemingly volatile, and it is very difficult to apply that specific, because like this 5 seconds duration trading has been explicitly created for those traders who love fast-paced trading, right? I do consider it risky, but like if you want it, you can basically take a trade in it. If you see my entire trading history, I basically stick to minimum 2 minutes duration. Is also based on the signal that I receive. 1 minute duration is the minimum time, and I actually go ahead with like around 23-24 hours based on the signals that we can see. So yeah, here in my screen you can see these all the trades which I have taken for today. Able to make like around 60% profitable trades, and I ended up making more than $1,000 for today based on a lot of circumstances. We have one comment from technical analyst. Sir, मेरा अकाउंट 5,000 से 1,50,000 तक पहुंच गया था 1 month, बट लास्ट मंथली अकाउंट 0 हो गया है. क्या गलती था सर मेरा? I have seen some very confusing statement at this time, because like for me, I believe controlling your amount is very important. I have seen one of my clients. I'll tell you one story of my client. So there was this one client of mine. That client had like around $800 and ended up making probably around $5,200, and that too would be like less than half an hour by controlling, like completely risking his capital. So the problem with this approach is what I found. If you risk your capital at this margin, so the chances of losses are also there. So controlling your funds and taking regular withdrawals is something that I would request to all the new beginner traders. Emotional trading is something which drains a lot of clients' account. So, and I really did, I would highly appreciate you guys specifically that if you are taking trades, be very careful while taking trades, right? Risk your capital, So even if you'll see my trade is $4,172 is what I have invested. But I'm not flinching twice for this because the trade is actually taken on Forex, and I'm very confident that the gold prices will soon start rising. Okay, so let's get to our simplified strategy, and I'll teach you how to work out with the different circumstances. Right, for today, I'll show you one of the easiest way to earn money. So first of all, be very careful guys. Exactly at 7, we can see a big impulsive candle formation on every asset associated with the golds, because right now we will have one of the major impactful news event happening, which is producer price index exactly at 7. I'll show you how the market will behave at that moment. Within 14 minutes, the market will become very volatile. So taking trades in currency pair will be a little riskier. In FTT specifically. So be very careful while investing in FTT. So the market will be very volatile within 14 minutes. I'll try to maximize my position on this. Okay. All right. Let me just go ahead with your comments and then we'll start some live trading. Mr. Infam, we said, sir, what are the good strategies for learning? As a trader, there is no perfect strategy crafted for you. You have to craft your strategy. So one of the easiest strategy would be you at least need to have backup for strategy in my personal opinion, because if one strategy doesn't work, we do not completely rely on that simple strategy. We try to change our strategy based on the analysis that we basically do, right? If the market is not that sustainable enough, we'll change the strategy accordingly. So we'll be trying our luck for today on specifically on barcode strategy. This is one of my favorite, but it is again dedicated to the fast traders who love fast paced trading. Okay, we have some comments. सर मैंने यूपीआई से पैसा ऐड किया है बट ऐड हुआ नहीं और अकाउंट में भी नहीं आया और मैंने मेल भी किया है कई बार. रविंद्र जी, if it is a situation, make sure if it is possible, comment into the comment section here. Click on the profile option and you can enter your trader ID. Can you see this? This is your trader ID and write down whether it is deposit or withdrawal. Write down in it. And our concerned team will try to reach out to you. But make sure the task is already been escalated. If the task is not been escalated, you can go to help section, go to support center. In the chat window, you can upload all the relevant documents supporting your deposit, and our team will get in touch with you and they will try to credit the funds as soon as possible. Don't worry, every fund that you, even a single dollar that you invest in Olymp Trade is completely okay and safe. Sir, how do you use news in trading? Suggest me any best news. So the best news is already been happened, CPI, but one of the best news is also lined up, PPI. So we will see the market exactly at 7 and I'll show you how the candle react on this data. And probably if the market trend is good, I will take and execute my trade based on that analogy, guys. Let's begin our conversation, and in the meantime, let me apply today's strategy. As you can see, the name of the stream is the barcode strategy. What you can do, you can go ahead and click on this A symbol, which is we call it as a technical analysis. You click on this A symbol, go to strategy option, and here you click on the barcode strategy. And let me know how many of you guys have advanced and expert status. They can put into the comment section via as a plus symbol, and those who are starter status client and do not have access to advanced and expert status strategies, they can put a minus symbol in there, and as soon as we see the frequency of clients are on the higher side, I'll teach you how to craft this strategy using just the indicator and oscillator combination. Don't worry if you do not have access to this trading strategy. I'll teach you how to manually craft these strategy. Right. We click on the barcode strategy and we press on the enable strategy option. And as soon as we have enabled the strategy, it will be applied automatically. Okay, we'll try our strategy with the bare minimum volume. Okay. Let me just open up a trade on this idea. Okay, so the trade execution was based on the signal that I have received. But at the same time, you have to look very keen for the support and resistance level. I invested just $5 and we were testing out this strategy. However, we also will be using martingale approach. And following the martingale approach, we will see how much profitable percentage we will be able to make on this analogy. So again, the name of the strategy is barcode trading strategy, and we are basically taking trades on this idea only. All right. So the best way to maximize your profitability is always go ahead with 1:2/3 risk to reward ratio. That means if you watch the candle for a minute duration, your trading time should be double or triple of it. Although in the strategy it has been mentioned that it has been mostly used for a minute duration, but here you can use this strategy for a little higher time duration if you feel like there is a signal for a 5 minutes duration, right? And the signal is not that effectively enough, then you can select the 5 minutes duration, and the trading time can vary from 10 to 15 minutes. For all the traders who are requesting specifically to have a session or a webinar in Hindi, the comment section is there for you guys. You can join our live session. Follow the link and you will be redirected to our official page for Olymp Trade India, and there you can see all the webinar conducted will be into the Hindi language. Okay, let's look at our last trade. How it has been behaving. So the name of the strategy is barcode strategy, guys, and this is completely based on one oscillator, which is demarker oscillator, which you can see on this corner. So our trade is profitable. So what's the mean of demarker oscillator? Demarker oscillator is an oscillator which basically check the strength of the existing candle and give us the signal accordingly. Now what does it mean? So you will see 3 percentage level. The first percentage level is 50, the center one, the upper border is 70%, and the bottom border is around 30%. Now we consider 50% as a reference line, right? And here, if the bars formation is above the candle, that means trend is in upward direction. And if the bar formation is below 50%, that means trend is in downward direction. Now you have to be very careful while using the strategy, because we not only rely on the strategy, but at the same time we will be also confirming the signal using support and resistance level, and at time I will also draw some trend line to support our decisions on that specific asset. Okay, okay, so let's try to change some assets. Okay, let me just select this asset for 30 minutes duration. Can you see there is a trend line formation here right now? Let's draw a trend line. Right. Now based on 30-minute approach, we can have a very good opportunity to open up a trade on this. Since you guys might be aware about this, so let me just open up a trade of around, let's just go ahead with $45, and we'll select the time duration of around, since we are watching the graph for 30 minutes, let's go ahead till the stream's end. We will be able to observe the result by ourselves. So I'm selecting the time of around, let's just go ahead with around 43 minutes into the downward direction. What about the status of the last trade that we have taken? So the last trade which was taken of Europe Composite Index, it's positive. Yeah. Let's cross confirm our trades once again. Let me switch the graph to 1 minute duration. I'll be taking trades for 2 to 3 minutes based on the signal that we received. So there is one comment we have received so far. Sir, but my money is stuck in the process of 5 to 6 hours passed, but it's not coming into the account. It's showing only the process bill. Okay, so every deposit method have a particular time frame with it. Reach out to the help center and ask them like whether the specific duration has been passed or not. And if it is, a task will be raised to the concerned department. And don't worry, your funds are completely safe. You do not need to worry at all. Sir, please explain me in Hindi. As I already have a conversation, Mr. Tech, the conversation will be held on specifically on this channel will be in an English language. But just in case if you are looking out for Hindi channel, so we will have a special channel dedicated on that. So yeah, you can basically redirect yourself, and the webinars on that specific channel will be completely in Hindi language. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and do some live trading in here. So what we need to find out is the weaker trend. So this is the support level, which is good. The bars are pointing us in upward direction. What we will do, we have some risk-free trades available with us. Let me just open up a trade in upward direction. Okay, we are watching the graph for a minute, and my expiration time is around 2 minutes, although this strategy has been basically crafted for a minute duration. Now we are not very adamant about this approach, because here the sideways trend has been going on. Unless and until there is a strong upward trend formation happen, and that is one of the reason why we did selected the risk-free trade on this. Let's switch the asset and let's find out based on the technical analysis which one is giving us. Okay, so there is a trend. There is an upward trend happening. Let's draw a trend line here. Okay. Now let's see whether this candle, if this candle or the next candle breaches this level, I will be executing a trade in downward direction. And we will see the variation in the barcode just like it has been shown in here. Okay, so there is a green candle formation. Kudos, right? Let's wait for it. You see, we cannot directly jump to the conclusion based on the single candle, even though the barcode is, the signal is falsified right now. The barcode is pointing us in downward direction, the demarker oscillator, and here the candle formation is green. So what we need to wait is we need to wait for the next candle to happen right now, because anything can happen from this position level, whether it will be able to break this level and it can go ahead into the downward direction, or this line can act as a level of support, following which the next formation of the candle will indicate whether the trend is in upward direction or downward direction. Okay, so we have one comment. Mr. Vortex said, I have same problem with the deposit. It's been 6 days and they have deposited my account by today. It will be deposited, but no more response. Okay, so do one thing, Mr. Vortex. Okay, we missed the signal while reading the comment. Okay. Anyways, let me just read your comment. It will be deposited in my account today, but no more response yet. So what you can do, sir, into the comment section, go to your profile option. You will have your trader ID, right? Just enter your trader ID. Do not enter anything, your registered email address or anything in particular, right? Just your trader ID. Okay. Copy it, paste it, and write down whether it is regarding deposit or withdrawal, right? Write deposit, and then our concerned team will get in touch with you. The issue will be escalated accordingly. If you will see, one of the best trade that we have taken considering this idea, there was a trend line that we have drawn, the red candle formation, and the trade seems to be profitable as of now. Okay. So the 45 minutes duration what was the duration? 43 minutes duration is what we have. Okay, so we have CPI news. Okay, just a second, guys. Let's just focus our attention on the CPI. How much seconds are remaining? 48 seconds, right? So let's check the variation in USD. And I'll open parallelly it on the gold. Let me just remove this demarker oscillator and everything right now. We'll be focusing our attention on to the major economic event which will be happening right now. Okay. How much seconds are remaining? 25, right? Let's watch the news and the market volatility. USD CAD is the pair that you will, I should tell you that you should refrain from trading on it because it would be highly volatile during the time. Okay. How many seconds? We have 7 seconds remaining. The market volatility will be start jumping up right now. I believe there is a high probability for USD to uh, plumb down. That means into the downward direction. USD will be starting jumping into the downward direction is what I believe. Okay. But it has certain impact on the housing sales data. Oh, okay. So CPI data turned out to be positive. That means USD will be rising, but the housing impact is will be also be there. So there will be probably a doji candle formation. Let me check CAD pair accordingly. USD CAD has been risen sharply. Okay. Guys, can you see this big impact candle? Even if you watch the graph for a minute duration, you will see the biggest impact for candle here. Okay, and it's been still rising. The market volatility is very high right now. Let's see the market volatility. Okay, so PPI data was positive and the housing data was negative. The PPI data has a very good strength and it will keep on rising. Okay, let's do one thing here. Let's try to utilize this situation. Okay, so the percentage value has been decreased. So the PPI has a probability of recovering into the existing candle. Let me check other pair associated with the USD because CAD has a very good strength of recovering the volume. Let me confirm it. Okay. Let's just watch it for a minute. Let's go ahead with 30. We'll take the risk factor of around 50%. Again, we invested a very small amount of it, but USD CAD has a very strong potential of recovering from the existing state. And this is what I'm aiming for right now. Let's wait for it to recover. Whenever any major impactful news event happens, CAD has a very strong probability to recover from its existing state. Because of the highest leverage we have taken and the market volatility is very high. Let me see how much. Okay, it's around 18%. Okay. We will gain profitability after when the specific lines has been breached. Nice. The trade would we started with the profitability basically. So whenever the PPI data happens, it has been found that it is very evident from the data that majority of the time candle has a very good probability to recover from its existing positions, and that is what happened. But 1/3 of the candle is already been made, so I don't think so. There is a lot of potential left in this existing candle to recover from this price level. Okay, let's wait for it because I still believe that it will form a down candle and then it will start moving into the upward direction. So in the both the direction there is a possibility for it to move. So the market will recover some part of it and then the next candle formation would be a green one on this, guys. Right, let's check gold prices. It's been decreasing. Okay. Building permit should have restricted this moment, but unfortunately there would be a lot of buyers and sellers available at this moment. So yeah, PPI had a good probability of recovering from the existing state. We took a trade on a little higher front, like this entry could have been a little better, but anyways we will be risking just 50% of the capital because the market news has already been impacted and we were not there to catch the candle at that very moment. Can you see this is the one of the biggest impact, not the biggest impact but the impact of the major economic news event happens to be here. So yeah, the market volatility crazily increases at that very moment. Let's look at our trade. It's seemingly profitable, but with Asia Composite Index, with the barcode strategy, it just moved after a time, right? We like what are the point differences with that we have? We the trade was non-profitable by 0.01. That is so unfortunate to see. Okay. Anyways, let's look ahead with the trading. We'll try to recover this amount, guys. There is nothing to worry about at all. Okay, let's try to change some asset. As I told you, now USD CAD will start rather than recovering, it will start pushing itself into the upward direction because the data suggests a strong buying opportunity right now. So it will be moving into the upward direction rather than into the downward direction. Here we could have taken a trade. Let me just rearrange this. Let's apply the strategy. Okay, for all the new traders, let me tell you, for today we'll be working with one of the easiest strategy, which is the barcode strategy. For those guys who do not have access to the strategy at all, you can go ahead on this technical analysis symbol and I'll create a manual strategy in this, guys. I'll craft a manual strategy on this. We go ahead on to the oscillator section and here we'll select demarker. Okay, let me just put a trade in here around 32. I think demarker must be pointing into the downward direction. Let's just check it. Okay, can you see this demarker oscillator right now? What I need to change is the period, right? You click on this green option and here we select this aerial view. Can you see, guys? This is how the strategy has been crafted using manual indicators and oscillators combination. So let's look at some more signals. Commodity composite index started rising, but since we have given a 45 minutes time for it to settle down, so it will settle down, but it will take some period of time. Let's just change the asset again. We'll select the graph for a minute duration and then we'll try to work up with 2 to 3 minutes expiration time altogether. Let's look at the last trade that we have taken. We have Asia Composite Index, right? It broke the trend line, and the second thing which has happened, the red candle formation happened, and the very moment we see the barcode which was pointing us into the downward direction, that is one of the reason why we took the trade into the downward direction. Okay, let's try to change assets once a bit. You see a very dramatic fall in the gold happens. So whenever whatever the variation that USD had, it will be completely recovered and opposite candle formation will happen on gold. I think we should be able to close the USD CAD trade now because as I told you, there was a margin of time that left for us to close the trade, but unfortunately we were not able to do so at that very moment. Okay, so barcode approach. Okay, let's go ahead. Since we are already recovered this amount, let's go with the $5. Do we have a trend line or support line? Let's try to draw on this. Let me just draw a trend line just for the confirmation. Do we have a signal on this or not? Not yet now, guys. Let's wait for it. You see, any signal, if it seems to you a very good signal, at that very moment, be very careful about it. Because once you go ahead, okay, it's a very strong downtrend happening. We can go ahead with like around $10. Okay, let's wait for it. It is taking the advantage of the support level. Let's wait for it to break this support level. And once it did, we will look out for the confirmation from the demarker oscillator. If it is pointing us in downward direction, then at that very moment we will take a trade into the downward direction. We have some risk-free trade, right? Let's go ahead with $50 right now, because it already hasn't broken this specific level, and that is one of the reasons why we are using RFT right now. Okay, so let me go through your comments, guys. Mr. Gandhar ji said, please have a webinar on how to trade in Forex. Okay. Sir, if you want to know specifically about Forex, what you can do, you can go ahead on the help section. There is a dedicated information tool which has been dedicated by our expert product team. You can click on this help center, and here write down Forex. Everything will be available on the click of a button. You can click on how the Forex platform works, how you will be able to work up with the Forex, and what are the different ways that you will be able to use Forex, advantage of expert and Forex. So a lot of things are available on the platform itself. If you have any question that you wishes to ask me, I will be very happy to help you guys. Okay. All right. So let me just go through. Okay, what was the last trade that we have taken? Guys, can you see this? The trade is in the profitable front. So what we did, we found out there was a very good level of support, right? And here, at the same time, once it has broken the support level, the market keep on pushing itself into the downward direction. And here, as soon as the red candle appeared, the bars are pointing us in downward direction. That is one of the reasons why we took the trade into the downward direction. Let's wait for it to close and we will see. Okay, so the trade is profitable, guys. Nice. Let's look into our trading details. Okay, no confirmation. So Asia Composite Index is recovering. We had this support level. Now there is another level of support which can act as a level of resistance for it. We have bars which are pointing us in downward direction. So there is no confirmation here from this asset. Let's skip it. Okay. So whenever, guys, you find yourself into the difficult situation, if there is a lot of shadows happening into the candle, refrain from trading on this asset because it indicates the extreme market volatility. Okay, let me just, since we already made a huge amount on this, let's just try our analysis. It is pointing us in upward direction. There's a green candle, but here is the tail formation happening right now. We can certainly not rely on this data. Let's skip it. Okay, nice. We have probably a signal in here. Let me just check it for 5 minutes duration. Okay, it's recovering. Nice. Let's invest another $50 into the upward direction. And here, let's confirm the confirmation signals on these bars. So see, guys, these bars are actually pointing us in upward direction. Right? There was a green candle formation. Here it basically supported a support level. Now we will wait for the candle formation. Sometimes what happens whenever you execute the trade, the market will start reacting into the opposite direction. Do not take trades at that very moment because we will wait for the market to stable itself down. Right. Can you see this now? It supported this trend level and it is moving into the upward direction. Let's try to change some assets. We will find a signal on and then we will trade accordingly. Okay, so let's zoom out. Okay, this can act as a trend line. For all those new trader, I'm drawing it, although I don't need to, but just for the clarification of you guys, I'm drawing it here. I'm drawing it here. Okay, can you see the support level, right? Okay, so this is also pointing us in upward direction. Let me just go ahead with around $10. Bars are pointing us in upward direction. Let's take an up trade. This is one of the simplest trading strategy in my point of view, guys. If you spend a little time in analyzing the market, this will not, disappoint you. I love taking trades using the different approaches that I apply. But using support and specifically on index, guys, I wanted to tell you, index works effectively well on support and resistance. So the more the market that you will try to analyze, the more you will get an insight about it. So it's an amazing strategy, and it worked out well for me. And as you can see from my live trading, there is another trade which is profitable, guys. Guys, I hope you are enjoying today's webinar. The trade is profitable for us. The name of the strategy is the barcode strategy, and we are actually opening some live trades on this strategy. So how many trades we have taken so far? So this is the very first trade that we started our trading with. So $20 risk-free trade, $20 was negative. Then we recovered this amount using again barcode strategy. 1, 2, 3, 4 trades are profitable for us overall is what I can see right now. On Euro Composite Index, we took a trade. Let's wait for it to close. Till the time we'll find some more signals as well, guys. Okay, let me go through your comments, sir. Sir, how is our live channel schedule? I didn't get your question, Mr. Hoshi. Can you please clarify your question? Mr. Abhilash said, hi Akash sir, PPI worked in our way, made a good amount of profit. Congratulations, Abhilash. Abhilash is again one of my oldest trader that I have. And I'm very happy to see that you were able to make a generous amount of profit on this recovery idea, sir. Thank you. Mr. Vortex, yes, your issue has been, thank you very much for providing your details, sir. Thank you very much for your deposit concern. Don't worry, our concerned department will try to reach out to you at the earliest possible time. We have taken a note of your trader ID, and our concerned team will get in touch with you. Mr. Hoshi said, thank you, sir, for recovering all my $1,000. Have you recovered amount? If it is, I'm very happy that you are able to make a generous amount of profit on this. Okay, let's look into the trades that we have taken so far, guys. So yeah, our trade is profitable, and we ended up making a good amount of profit on these guys. So yeah, our accuracy has been, so my main objective is to have an very good entry level, but at the same time maintain an accuracy of more than 55%. Now if you have an accuracy of more than 55%, that means under any circumstances you will still be in the profitable state considering risk to reward ratio. Okay, so guys, even think about this from this perspective. So we took a trade on USD CAD, and I did had a stop loss of around 50% on this one. I unfortunately forgot to close this trade. So suppose even if I lost around $20 and this higher volume of around $45, I will still be in the profitable state if we count it out. Okay, so let's wait for it. Let me watch it, because there was a very good probability on commodity composite index to surpass this level, and it should be keep on pushing itself into the downward direction. But again, it's the market analogy. We'll be waiting for the market to give us some good hope at that very moment. Mr. John said, how did you put that indicator below, sir? Okay, so let me tell you a very easiest way to apply this oscillator. This is not an indicator, sir, it's an oscillator. Okay, so let me remove everything. You go to a symbol, right, indicators option, and here we scroll down, and in the oscillator section you will see demarker oscillator. The strategy, the barcode strategy, is basically crafted on the barcode strategy. You click on the demarker oscillator. Now in case you do not have access to it, sir, so what you can do, you click on this demarker oscillator. The existing period for is 14. Now we do not need that specific period. What you need to do is to select the demarker oscillator for the period 1. That means it will be checking an individual candle alone. You click on this demarker oscillator and select the period for 1. As soon as you selected the period for 1, you will see certain changes happening in here. Let's confirm it. Yeah. So here the signals are formation, but it is very distorted. It's very difficult to read. You again click on this demarker oscillator. You click on this green option, select the bar formation, and the bars will be formed accordingly. I hope guys you are enjoying today's webinar. It's lovely to see you once again. Let's look into the trades that we have taken so far. We are able to build an accuracy of around 64%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and around 7 trades. I believe we have profitable. 1, 2, 3 trades were negative. So overall we are in the profitable state. Thank you very much for being with me for today's webinar. It's lovely to see you guys, and I'm hopefully anticipating you from in the next week. I will be coming up in the next week along with a very different trading strategy and a very different trading technique. Till the time, take very good care of yourselves, and my name is Akash Malhotra and I'm signing off from today. I wish you a very happy weekend from Olymp Trade family. Thank you very much for being with us.